What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Today, we're going to be diving into a little Still Austin cast strength rye. Now, obviously, on yesterday's live stream, we were drinking just a straight rye, the artist from Still Austin. This one, what is the proof on this? 99.6 proof, and it's good. Including myself and everybody in the chat was saying, you got to get the cast strength. Cast strength's where it's at. I just so happened to find it today at Total Wine, so I was like, let's pop this thing open and give it a little taste test here, right? Why not? Right? A little Saturday for the boys. Now, granted, if the Panthers game didn't go as good as it did, may not have been live, but we actually put a smackdown on them. Somebody better grab the brooms because Carolina has no idea what to do at this point. So, but yeah, welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you got a good pour. Maybe you're not too buzzed and you can hang out in the live stream with us, kind of kick back, relax, do a little sippy sipping, right? Let me pull this portion up. There we go. Now I can see the comments. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive in. This is going to be another 2-year age from Still Austin. Still Austin, even just putting it 2 years age, stuff that comes out of Austin, Texas, got some pretty unique flavors for being that young. Now, let's give a little cork pop here. Hey, that's how you set the tone. I'm just saying, that's how you pop a cork. I'm just saying, just letting you know. Caterpillar says Still Austin again. Raging in the chat says, what's up? I mean, I like the regular rye. Everybody says the cast strength's better. I imagine it is. The cast strength is only coming in 116 proof. So, like, proof-wise, we're only talking, what's 99.6? So we're talking, like, basically 16 proof points here, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, but it's not as much as you'd think it would be. The mash bill on this is going to be 100% Texas-grown rye. It's kind of like one of those farm to table type things, right? David H in the chat says, what's going on, fam? David, welcome to stream, baby. Happy, not Friday, it's Saturday. I got confused there for a minute. All right, let's dive in. Obviously, this isn't going to be like a full review. It's more of a first impressions. I've been drinking whiskey gingers for tonight. I started off with a little pour of Eagle Rare. It's kind of tradition when it comes to the Florida Panther games. You just kind of have a pour. And then we did Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye with ginger ale. But I have, where the hell did I put the ginger ale? Oh, I left it over there. Let me grab it. Let me grab it real quick. Let me grab it because I'm going to make one eventually. Knight says, go Cats, baby. Hines says, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's going on, baby? Welcome to the stream. Raging says, never had those. I think maybe you should. But yeah, I've been using these Fever Tree ginger ales. Honestly, they're money. They're a little pricey, right? It's not like soda, but there's less sugar, more ginger. I'm here for it. David says, it's the only Texas with whiskey worth exploring. I haven't had too many. I'm not a big fan of Garrison Brothers, but I'm a big fan of Still Austin. I like, so far there hasn't been anything they put out that I'm like, I don't like that. No, I haven't had everything, but I do have the Tanger. I like that. Kevin in the chat says, cheers. Cheers, Kevin. Welcome to the stream. Caterpillar says pillars. Dive in, quick little couple notes here. I'm not going to go crazy with this. I don't want to grab out the pen and paper, you know? First thing, rye. Just kidding. Obviously, though, it has rye in there. But, I mean, it's kind of like sweeter than I was expecting. I'd say, like, it's got like some fruit. It's got like a lot more fruit than you'd expect from a rye. It still has like that earthy, spicy vibe to it like you get from a traditional rye. but it has more like cherries and apricots and citrus. So Kevin says, I'm a huge fan of Still Austin. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Heinz says, is that cash strength? Sorry I'm late. Don't worry. You're not late. I just started. I haven't even been live for 6 minutes. But yes, it is the cask strength. I mean, I have both right here. So I have their normal offering, just the artist straight rye whiskey, and then I have their cask strength version coming in at 116. I love their bourbon cask strength. It's up there for one of my favorites. But I have their normal bourbon too, but only in like the little mini bottles. Jody Jones says this live. This comment. Let's try it. Let's give it a little sippy sip. That is a lot better than this traditional one. First sip out the gate, I'm like, that is light years better. You wouldn't think that would. I mean, I guess 16 proof points is a lot, but it doesn't feel like it's that much of a difference. But it's got some oomph to it. Dave says Tangier is the only unfinished cigar blend I've ever heard of, and it's amazing. It's one of my favorites, if not in like the top 2 to 3. It is actually really incredible. I don't care what they do it. I just hope they have something that's similar for like a batch 2. I hope they just don't go too off the wall different, because I really like that bottle. Have I had any of the bottle and bond offerings? I have not. And the reason why is because like their normal offerings are almost 100 proof. Their cask strength are obviously more, and they're both cheaper than their bottle and bond. Now I get it's an extra 2 years, but I haven't the one I would want is I have the red corn. I want the blue corn, and I'd like a bottle and bond version of their like bourbon, but I don't care to get the bottle and bond version of the rye. It was too close to this. Not that I won't get it in the future, but it's like $80 for their bottle and bond stuff. So little pricey. Christian in the chat says, "What's up? Call me old fashioned. I have to go grab that one. I have the regular musician, and it was delicious. This one is. I'm only a sip in, and you can tell like this one's good, right? This one is good, but this one just has all the same flavors, but just more intense, which brings out a little bit more complexity." Joe in the chat says, "What's your thoughts on YouTube channel Cold Ones?" Cold Ones, kind of like Hot Ones. I don't know what that is, but I can look it up. The show Hot Ones, where they do the hot wings, I love that show. That's like kind of like the goal here, is to be able to get on there, only because I just want to eat the chicken wings. But like, they can interview me if that's what it costs. I don't care. Jody Jones says, "What you like to enjoy with your drink?" I mean, I love a cigar, but I can't smoke in the house. Sports would be a good answer for in the house. Outside the house, a cigar and more sports. Country Boy says, "Bro, the final drinking boss." Hey, what's up? I'm not that good at drinking though. Like, y'all could probably outdrink me like most days. Juan says, "Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone had a good night. Cheers." Cheers, Juan. Guys, if you're just now new, you popping in, first time here, maybe drop a little like on the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. We go live every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then we do these random lives where we just kind of hang out, have a couple drinks, talk some shit. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Most of the time, like rye reminds me of two versions. It's either like winter, right? It feels like Christmas trees, or it feels like summer, right? Like you're grilling out, having a couple fresh fruits, maybe a steak or two. This one feels like summer, right? It feels like I'm out there like working on the grill, and maybe I'm grabbing a couple apples, a couple peaches, and having a good time with it, because that's just the vibe I'm going for. Jody says, "Thanks for answering." I mean, that's what we're here for, right? Country Boy says, "You're the man of the house. You wear the pants. You better smoke that cigar, bro." I live in an apartment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fancy, but I ain't that fancy. Um, I also have a kid. He's one. You know what I mean? His room's right on the other side of my door. I would hate for the cigar smoke to go affect him. So, as the man of the house, I choose not to. But we've done some live streams where I'll go out to the fire pit, smoke a couple cigars. I almost did that. I just kind of got lazy. So my setup's already done. I just walk in, click start stream. Juan says, how's that cast strength rye? I've only had the regular offerings. That's bizarre because like my first one was the cast strength bourbon. The cast strength versions of both of them are significantly better. Maybe because I like the proof. I like that heat. This finish on this one is moving more towards like the long side, which I like. Kind of sits like in your chest a little bit, which is like a nice little warm hug. I like that a lot. But it's good. I like both the cast strengths. I knew I would like the cast strength more, but you have to try it to know, right? It could have went off the wheels. Wagon would have fell off or something. You know, I don't know. I like both. They both have their time and place, but this cast strength, it's better. Country Boy says, shit, never mind. Understandable. I mean, hey. Hines says, 50 years ago, you could smoke in the delivery room. Don't be afraid to light it up. You know, I was, this makes me feel like I'm way older than I really am, but I used to go to restaurants with my parents, usually like a Longhorn or like an Outback or something. They used to smoke. They were like, let me get the smoking section. And they would smoke cigarettes as we ate dinner. So like, I definitely get, like it was a thing, but I wouldn't do that. So Drake in the chat says, what's the best bourbon out wallet friendly? He's talking about like, what's the best bourbon that doesn't hurt your wallet? Woodford's Double Oak. It's $50. You can find it almost everywhere. It's good. It's still low proof, so like even if you're a little bit newer, it doesn't like burn you to death. But it has a lot of flavors. One being a chocolate note. I like it a lot. So I'd say that one's probably the most complex one. Best bang for your buck. It's around $50-ish. So that's what I would recommend. Blip in the chat says, cheers. Cheers, Blip. What's up? EH says, absolutely not. Caterpillar says, oh, the real boss is here. Juan says, Drake, what do you consider wallet friendly, price wise? Christian says, I get the same from the rye whiskeys. I think more corn forward ryes are more Christmas, while the rye forward ryes are more summer pours. You know, that's like logic speaking, Christian. I don't ever think like that. I should. And I almost bet you're right. Like if I looked at all the ryes that are 100% rye or 95.5, I bet you I feel like those are more summer versus where like if the rye mash bill is like a high rye bourbon or something like that, I'm probably thinking it is more Christmassy. This one's 100% Texas grown grain rye, but I don't know. Something about it just has like cherries, citrus, orange, lemon vibes, peaches, stuff like that with like a good amount of like, I don't know, baking spices on the back end to the finish. And it also just kind of like keeps all that stuff going. And I don't know if I may be crazy because I've had a few whiskey gingers. I feel like there's a little bit of mint in there as well that just kind of keeps it all fresh. And to me, mint equals summer. It's just always been a thing. So, Country Boy says I'm drinking with you right now, and my kids is in the house, so I understand. I don't smoke in front of the kids either. Facts. Drake says, old Granddad 114 is like gasoline. Old Granddad 114's, I mean, it's definitely good. It's one of my favorite budget bottles. I wouldn't say it's gasoline because I got a lot of stuff higher proof than that, but I like it a lot. Dave says, Old Forester 100 proof. To be honest, Dave, that's like one of the few bottles I do not have or have not had. I have a ton of Old Foresters. I really like Old Foresters. I've just never been like, you know what? I want to go buy their 100 proof. You know, I don't know why. Heinz says, New Riff single barrels and barrel private selects here tonight. I love New Rift single barrels. I have a single barrel. I also have the 8-year rye and the 8-year bourbon and the new what is it called? The Kentucky Straight Malted Rye Whiskey finished in sherry barrels, aka barrel proof. The single barrels are so good for the price. They come in typically around 110 proof, and like they're just money. I'm a big fan of New Rift. New Rift, Still Austin, Redwood Empire. Those are like three of my like non Kentucky brands that I like a lot, and those are the ones you can pretty much see in the background if you really look. Woodford's Double Oak Tonight for Christian. Can't go wrong with that. It sounds like a good time. Drake says around $50. Yeah, I mean, if you're kind of newer to bourbon, Woodford's Double Oak's a good option around 50. If you've been around it a while, then two good budget bottles is gonna be Old Granddad 114, Benchmark Full Proof. Those are around 20-ish bucks. I don't know. I'll have to think about it more, but Drake says my go-to is Old Forester Statesman. That's another one I haven't tried either. I always see it too, and I'm like, I really should pick that up, but I just don't. I don't know. It's one of those bottles that I see a lot, and I'm like, I want that, but I don't want to buy it right now. Christian says, what do you think about the Wild Turkey Ryes? So I have the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye, and I did a blind of almost all my ryes like last year, and I believe it came in like second or third. Redwood Empire Rocket Top Rye came in first. I don't remember what came in second, and then I believe it was the Wild Turkey. I like it a lot. It feels like Wild Turkey Rare Breed with like spice, so. Super Sammy 22 says, bro, your alcohol is disgusting. You look like Master Platypus. Bro. Oh wait, I put up the wrong comment. Hold on, let me put it up. There we go. Bro comes in here and says alcohol is disgusting. What'd you expect from a bourbon stream? You know what I mean? Like, did you go, I got him now. Bro, shut the fuck up. Drake says, like, good burn. Nothing wrong with a good burn there either way. Juan says, I had a bad experience with an Old Forester barrel strength rye. Every time I have it, punches me in the throat. Sometimes it's a good thing. Hines says, Super Sammy is a troll. No, he's like our best friend at this point. You guys got to know, like, I love when people come in and do that weird shit. It's like my favorite part of the live stream. This man beard looks like he belongs in Alabama. First off, Sammy, now those are fighting words. My beard does not look like it belongs in Alabama. Like, you got to give me Georgia at least. You know what I mean? Like, Alabama. Like, I know I hurt your feelings with the weird comment you made before about the alcohol, but like, let's keep it professional. My beard is not Alabama, Georgia at best. But I'm from Florida, so it doesn't really matter. I'm close enough. Juan says Old Tub is meh. I've never actually had Old Tub. Country Boy says that Austin hits different when you're drinking in Texas. I bet it does. You know what I mean? Like, that just full circles it. Like, if you were downtown Austin, Texas, maybe on like a balcony of a hotel, just, I don't know. I would never live there, so like I'm thinking what I would do if I was on a hotel. Just, you know what I mean? It would be a good vibe. Hines says he's young, so his palate is Busch Light and Fireball. We were all there once. You know what I mean? Busch Apple has its time and place too, boys. Don't let it sleep on you. If you ever go on a boat day, a little Busch Apple hits right. Drake says, ever had Holiday? Like Ben Holiday? Yeah. I love Ben Holiday soft red wheat. It's one of like my like quiet go-tos. Like if I ever want like a pour where I don't want to think about tasting notes and I just want something that's good, but like not too expensive. And I'm just kind of like almost like having a drink without thinking, right? Just sipping, whatever. A lot of times I'll go to that. Ryan in the chat says, I'm about to drink some rum and Coke. I laugh my ass off. So fancy. I'm about to do a little whiskey ginger, so I'm right there with you, bud. One of the things with like what I've kind of found out about myself tonight is I like whiskey gingers, but I think I like it more with the rye whiskeys. I don't know why. Maybe it's the color green, right? I got the green can of Fever Tree ginger ale, and obviously ryes are more green. So to me, it just kind of it just fits the bad. Sammy says you're literally mad because I called you that as a Spanish person. I don't know what the Spanish part came in. I don't. Maybe I missed something. But I'm not mad at all. If anything, I'm having more fun with your comments. So, but the beard thing, that was kind of. I mean, Alabama. If you said it like Alabama, I'd be mad. If you said Alabama, I would be okay with it. So just tell me how you're saying it then. Calpil says rum and coke is solid as fuck. I mean, I'm not a big rum and coke guy. I was always like, even way back when, I was always a whiskey and coke guy. That was always like my thing. Um, but I don't know. Rum's has its place too. Like, drink what you like, obviously. Juan says Holiday makes some good whiskey. Soft red wheat is great. The Rickhouse proof is good. I have not bought the Rickhouse proof. I've had a pour of it, like, I don't know how, forever ago, probably. It's another one of those bottles I see sometimes often, and I never pull the trigger on it because I kind of like see it at the same spot just sitting. So I've almost been waiting for like the price to drop. Drake says just picked up a bottle of the ancient cave collection holiday. I don't even know what that is. So Ryan says I drink rum and coke a partier, or I consider rum and coke a partier drink. I drink it to get messed up. LOL. You know, everybody's kind of somewhere on their journey when it comes to alcohol in general. Whether if they don't drink at all, they don't like it, or they're still in that party phase too, where you're young, you're just drinking whatever kind of gets you drunk. I think anybody probably lie to you if they say they've never had that phase. I've had that phase where I've drank whatever. Rum and Coke, Jack and Coke, they're all the kind of same thing. I drink Jack and Cokes a little bit different than I used to. A little bit more fancier, I'd say, because I don't really drink for effect. Now, I get a little buzz sometimes, but I'm not drinking a blackout anymore. I used to drink the blackout. That was just a thing to do back then. So, no, not anymore. Dave says, drinking mellow corn myself. You ain't got nothing. It's Saturday. You know what I mean? Like, you can splurge a little bit, Dave. Grab you the Crown Royal or something. I don't know. Maybe something else. Do I have the Jimmy Red bottled and bond? I do not. But I have been told to go find that. Brian says my stomach hurts from drinking so much. What are you drinking? Why does your stomach hurt? Drake says, what's the most expensive bottle in your collection, and is it worth the price? Super chat from Calipo says, yeah, like jazz, B. Calipo, appreciate the super chat. As always, love the support. I don't know what the jazz thing is. Maybe I'm reading too many comments too quick, but most expensive bottle in my collection, though, it depends on if you're talking MSRP or secondary. So I'll go through the three like bigger. Brian says vodka. Well, that's your issue then, bro. Don't drink vodka. So I have Russell's 15. Right, Russell's 15. MSRP is like $250. I have 13th Colony Double Oak. These are both 2024s. I'm gonna pull those off because I'm running out of space. And then I have the Still Austin Tanger. I'd say Still Austin Tanger. I don't know, actually. MSRP on the 13th Colony Double Oak's like 200. Same thing with Russell's Reserve. The Still Austin, I believe, is like 150. But I mean, I paid slightly more than that for all of them. I believe all three of those are pretty much worth it because those are like almost my top three. So I like them. Expensive whiskey's cool. Don't get me wrong. Um, if you can get it for the right price, stuff like that. But to be honest, I kind of live in like the $50 to $100 bottle range. Like that's my sweet spot. You know, that's where you can really feel good about buying the bottle, feel okay about the price, and still feel like you're getting a really good value. When you get above $100, it starts becoming harder and harder to justify the price. Not that there isn't some bottles that can do that, but it just becomes harder. So, Juan says, Drake, how does your collection look? Love to hear that. Caliper says, the B from the B movie? Come on, bro. Dude's so uncultured, he might be, might as well be from Alabama. I don't like bees, first off. Username says, I don't know what, because it doesn't look like English. Aaron says, what's your best bang for your buck bottle suggestion? I mean, everybody's kind of subjective with that question, right? It's because, like, what's the best bang for your buck? I'm always going to say budget bottles because I don't know what people are okay with spending. If I had like $50 and I wanted 2 bottles and I was like, what am I going to get? I want somewhat higher proof. I want something that can make an old fashioned. I want something I can drink neat. I'll probably go into Old Granddad 114 and Benchmark Full Proof. They're about $20 each. I'll probably do the Benchmark in an old fashioned. I'll do the Old Granddad straight up neat or an old fashioned. So both are good. You get 2 bottles for it. One of my go-tos just every day, you find it wherever, is the Woodford's Double Oak though. Sammy's out here trying to like get at me, so he wants me to cry. It's okay, Sammy. We accept you here, no matter if you're like butthurt about anything. So we appreciate you being in the stream. But my beard does not look like a platypus. I will say my beard's not having the best night. I woke up like this. You know what I mean? Like I didn't do anything to it. No beard oil. Like it needs some beard oil though. But Drake says I got an Old Granddad 114 Knob Creek 9 Sazerac Rye. Just getting back into it. Those are good options though. I haven't had the Sazerac Rye for some reason. The Knob Creek's kind of apt to me, but the Old Granddad's money. Aaron says one higher proof. Russell's 10 is a good option for like a 90 proofer. You can kind of find it almost anywhere for around 30-ish to $35. Heinz says, with your channel, do you get much? Do I get bottles shipped to me hoping I do a review? I don't get shit, bro. I'm nobody. You know what I mean? I've had some bottles shipped to me. I've had Shady Mile send me bottles to do a review. I've had Buffalo Trace send me Travelers. So like how I'd love to be like, oh, Buffalo Trace sent me like George T. Stagg. They didn't. They sent me Travelers. So it was signed by Harlan Wheatley, which was cool. I have the bottle. I love the bottle. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on it. The juice inside sucks, but like it's a cool collectible thing. But I also have been like, I would say not as consistent as I should be. So eventually, I probably will have brands send me stuff, but I really haven't even attempted to do anything like that yet. I just like whiskey, bro. I like whiskey, bourbon, like making cocktails, old fashions typically. Tonight we're doing whiskey gingers, but I mean, whatevs. I got a lot of whiskey in here. I like drinking different stuff, so this is like a fun hobby to me. So I just do it on YouTube because I've just always been around YouTube. So I don't know. Joseph is probably what I'm going to go with. Says, how's that Still Awesome cask strength? Sir. Jeez. Not the sir. I'm not that old. I actually really enjoy it. I love Still Awesome as a whole. I'm not the biggest rye person, but I did really like their regular offering for the ryes. The cast strength is a lot better in my opinion. I think it's kind of crappy to say, but for Still Awesome, like if you're just getting in and you're not even got your beak wet yet with bourbon or whiskey, then take their normal offering. But anybody that's in like the bourbon world or a bourbon enthusiast or anything like that, I think they need to go for the cast strength first because they may like this, but they'll love this one if that's the case. And the cast strength is not that high a price. We're talking, this was $50. You know what I mean? Like that's not bad for a cast strength bottle. So it's one of the things I like a lot about Still Austin is like their cast strength, even though it's 2-year age. But Texas brings like look at the color on that for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like it's dark. So to me, the cast strength the way to go. So, but yeah, I like it a lot. I'll pour up the Tanger next probably just to like have fun with Still Austin tonight. He said I've only tried the red and the blue. We'll be looking for the C. Which one's the red? The red corn and the blue corn? I have the red corn. I like the red corn a lot. I have not found the blue corn yet. I do really want the blue corn, especially now that I found out the Tanger is closer. Crab Trat just subscribed. Welcome to the stream, baby. Welcome to the family. The Tanger is like, I don't know what the percentage is, so don't quote me, but I think it was like 60% of the blue corn. I don't like that because the Tanger is a mix between the red, white, and blue corn. So Cole came in here and says, I'm selling them, but you still ain't get me, bud. You got to do better. I told you yesterday, you got to come in here. If you're really going to get me, you got to do better. Just says, the blue corn from them is my top 10 favorite. A lot of people say the blue corn is one of their best bottles, one of their best offerings. I don't know. It's just not hitting the stores here in Florida for some reason. So, at least where I'm at. So, I don't know. El Diablo back in the chat, baby. Says, recently, anyone notice the prices on Buffalo Trace products going up? Yes. Buffalo Trace did come out and say they were increasing MSRP on almost everything by like a couple bucks. Nothing crazy, but like a couple bucks, which also is going to reflect in the secondary. Same thing with, I don't know if you guys, like the wife likes Tito's, right? Tito's around us used to cost like $10 for like just a 750 milliliter, or 10 to 15. It costs $23 around us now. I was like, that is obscene because they used to get that for a handle. So I don't know. Crazy to me. Drake says Buffalo Trace has gotten out of hand. I mean, I agree. I like Buffalo Trace. I like everything they put out. I've never had anything I'm like, ew, don't like that. But I'm kind of done chasing the Buffalo Trace stuff. Like if I find it, I'll buy it, especially if I don't have it. But I'm not gonna hunt it down. Like as much as I may want them, I'm not with the hype stuff. Like let me get something cool and unique. You know. Have I tried the Bullet Ball and Bond? I have not. I thought about it. I like Bullet. But I don't know. I'd much rather get the single barrel. You know. So until I find somebody that's willing to give me like a pour and I can try it for like free basically, I probably won't get that one. It says, Aaron, do you like blue corn? I see it sitting on the shelves here in Illinois. I mean, to be honest, like some brands can get liquor into like different states. Some places it sells out, some places it doesn't. So it's just weird how whiskey works like that. Drake says, love Buffalo Trace, but it's hard to find. It's hard to find until you find it for way too much. El Diablo says, I was getting Blanton's for $59.99. Now it's $81.99. That's crazy. I like Blanton's, but I don't love Blanton's. I paid way too much for mine. I paid secondary like a couple years ago, and it was like $110. And I even said, like, I shouldn't have paid that. It's way too much. I would be okay with the 80 even, like if for like a secondary price. But I don't want to pay any more than that. Yeah, Juan says Blanton's in Dallas is over 90. That's too much. Like if I had zero, like absolutely none, and like I had friends coming over that really wanted to try it, maybe I like buy it for like that, like a reason. But without the reason, I'm like, fuck that. I don't care. Drake says best I ever had was Uncle Nearest. I've heard a lot of good things about them. I haven't dove into that brand yet, but they should be coming still. Austin says, is still Austin worth it? 100%. 100%. If you're more of a bourbon guy, grab your cask strength bourbon. If you're more of a rye guy, grab their cask strength rye. If you got just a shit ton of money, go find the Tanger. So, $70 for just normal Buffalo Trace, that's way too much. Fuck that. $30. $35 if we're talking crazy. I'm not paying more than that. I like Buffalo Trace, regular standard Buffalo Trace, but like that's too much. Let's pull down let's do it in increments here. Let's do the red corn. Be professionals. Let me scoot some of this down. There we go. Blanton straight SRP. SRP. Standard retail price is not worth it. To be honest, Blanton's their normal MSRP price, I'm okay with. Like I'm not mad at it. But unless you meant straight from the barrel, but Crazy Country says $35 for BT. I'm okay with that. Austin says, where are you from? I'm from Florida. Oh, I'm from Miami, but I live in the Jacksonville area. Jacksonville, St. Augustine, somewhere in that region. But yes, Bland's is good, just not 120 good. Aaron, never pay 120 for Bland's. I paid 110, and that's simply because I wanted it for a New Year's live stream when we were early on, and I was hoping that would help me grow. I don't know. I was young, dumb, and full of the wrong ideas. Jill says, what type of soups you eat in this time of year? Soups? I don't know. The wife makes a pretty mean potato soup with like hot Italian sausage in it. So like it slaps. But to be honest, she does that, not me. I don't even know. I just eat whatever she makes. I'm like, I'm here for it. El Diablo says, I left BT on the shelf at $128.99. Not my cup of tea. It's not for everybody, I'd say. Like, if you're really like heavy into bourbon and whiskey and you can categorize yourself as an enthusiast, I think Buffalo Trace is more of like an entry bottle, something to help figure out if you like that distillery, if you like the sweetness level, stuff like that. And it's good. I like it. But at the same time, like there's a lot of other bottles you can use that money for that probably would fit more your vibe. Crazy Country says, got any Van Winkle? I do not. I actually have the Pappy 12-year Lot B, but I just have a sample of it. Hines says, I think Sammy left the chat, but it's okay. He was the greatest guy in the world. I liked Sammy. As much as he probably didn't enjoy me not getting upset about his comments, I liked him being here. And he says, nah, never paying that. 120? No, that's too much. Man, this red corn just, the nose is incredible. Now, the red corn's part of their 5-year age, 100 proof. I don't know. One of the things I really like about Still Austin too is like the artwork on the bottles. For me, that's just a really big selling point because they go hire local artists to do the art. I just like it a lot. I think it's cool. I really want to go out to Still Austin sometime this year, maybe towards like the holiday season, just to like do something. I don't care what it is. I just want to go do something. Stiffy says, with the beard. I'm here, baby. What's up? I'm here. Buffalo Trace is a mixer at this point in my bourbon journey. Dave, you're not wrong. I like it as a mixer. I also like it as like my experiment bottle. Like anytime I want to do something really weird, right? If I want to try and double oak the bottle, or if I want to do a honey finish, or I want to do something with a bottle, I almost always do it with Buffalo Trace because I don't feel bad if that bottle just gets wasted. Aaron says, "Did you end up going to that drop in Gainesville last night?" I did not. So I was planning on going in the morning and just kind of like seeing what everybody else got, because more people showed up way earlier than they did last time, and yeah, honestly, I fell asleep, and like I was sleeping good. Right? I was sleeping real good, and the wife didn't wake me up, so I was like, when I woke up, it was like an hour before the drop, and I go, if I get there, I'm not gonna catch everybody. So I was like, I'll just stay home. It wasn't that big of a deal. I'm still gonna go there and get their store pick because I do really want the Blue Note one, and I do want to support that store. But I will say I think I missed out on a pretty good drop. But yeah. Austin says, "What does it taste like to you?" Which bottle, Austin? Are we talking about the Still Austin still, or are we talking about something else? iRock says, "What the fuck is up, y'all? Cheers, iRock. Welcome to the stream, baby." Hey, iRock, I just got to point this out. The Still Austin cast strength rye had a cork pop that will compete with the old Grandad 114. I'm just saying. Drake says, "KC bourbon lover here, Kansas City." That means you're a Reds fan or Chiefs fan. I mean, Buffalo Trace is good but overrated. I get it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree, but at the same time, I'm like, it has its place. Irox says, "That shirt you have on, is that a local high school?" Good for them. Good for them kids, man. That's awesome. I got Stanley Cup champions from 2024, Florida Panthers. Looks like we're about to sweep North Carolina Hurricanes and go back to run it back. But I mean, hey, you know what I mean? I will be live streaming when the Stanley Cup playoffs are going, for the actual final four games, basically. So Dave says, "How do you feel about Pursuit United?" I kind of have a weirdly love-hate relationship with them right now. Only because I went on Sealbox, whatever you call it, and I bought a bottle, and I thought it was a double oak because I really wanted the double oak, and I didn't, and I got the just straight normal bourbon, and it's good, but it's kind of just basic, and it was kind of pricey for that. But that's half my fault. Like I thought I was getting the double oak, so I thought I was okay with it. And it's good, but it's basic. I honestly really haven't touched the bottle after a couple times of drinking it, but it's up there. Austin says he wants to get banned. I don't know. I don't know why he said that. It's weird, Austin. Don't say that. Oh my God, everybody's doing it now. Juan says go Stars. I would love to play the Stars rather than the Oilers as of right now, but I mean, Florida's gonna win regardless. Rex says, had to give you shit. I'm a Blackhawks fan, so nothing crazy to brag about. I get it. When it's not your time, it's not your time. Dave said go Lightning. Bro, buddy's still stuck in round one here. I like the Lightning. I do not like it when Florida has to play them. It was a good series. I loved watching the series, but a couple people in my Discord are Lightning fans, so I was talking so much shit, unfortunately. But it was a good time. It was a good time. Drake says Chiefs and Royals. You know, that's crazy. Now, I will say, a weird time to plug it, but we do a fantasy football league here for Call Me Old Fashioned. We're moving from 10 teams this year to 12. So we're going to see who sticks around, who's going to run it back, and then we'll kind of figure out, you know, who we're going to add in this year. But there should be at least two to three slots opening up to have some new people come in. Well, we take the football stuff kind of serious and fun all at the same time. So there's no buy-in. It's just random if you get in. And I put up my own money so we have something to play for. But the wife won last year for the first year. Y'all fucked up. She has the biggest head at this point. She's swearing up and down she's going to smoke y'all again this year. So just be prepared. Austin says, okay, why ban me because I said that? I'm just kidding, Austin. First off, I'm not going to ban you. But nobody likes the Chiefs. And the Royals, I mean, they're nobodies, I guess, right now. I'm just a diehard South Florida sports fan. I'm the Miami Heat fan. Marlins, unfortunately, like, we're the dog shit of the league. Dolphins, touch and go there. Tua's throwing up gang signs. So I love talking smack about sports, so nobody get offended if I said that. Dave says Lightning got 3 cups. That's cute. Like, I didn't know we were living in the past, but you know what I mean? Who has the most recent one? Who's about to have the next one? You know what I mean? Like, Juan says OESK is a great recipe. I don't know which one I have of the Four Roses, but I'm sure it is. Almost all the Four Roses are good. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with almost any of them. Caterpillar 199 says, my rocks will clear. What did it say? My Rockies will clearly win it all. Who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell him? Austin says, it's okay, my brother. I love talking smack about sports. That's just a good time to me. Trav says, sup, motherfuckers? Trav, you posted in the Discord saying you're buying Still Austin. I couldn't help myself. I ran to Total Wine, bought the cast strength rye, just so I can recommend it to you later. That's all. Now, I'm like now one-on-oneing Trav here. Did you open up the Still Austin? I'm more curious if you liked, not the Still Austin. I'm sorry, the New Rift, because I'm a big fan of New Rift. I have a feeling you would really like them. So. Caliber says you're gonna super chat 199. Okay, guys. Trav, you don't have to super chat anything, but you've super chatted enough. Enough. All I have up here is Still Austin at this point. But I am a big fan of the Still Austin stuff. But I do want some of the Tanger as a pour. Tanger, I don't know what it's called. That cork back in is just, it hits right, you know? There he goes. Aaron says, damn Rockies. They might win the NCAA tournament. Keyword, might. Facts. I love baseball, but it's hard for me to watch baseball because of how the Marlins are. I don't think I've watched any baseball this year, which is really crazy for me. We've been big on the hockey this year. We've been watching a little bit of basketball, but not too much because the Heat are absolute dog water. They're out now, so I don't have to worry about it. But honestly, if I had to choose sports, it's probably going to be hockey, then football, then basketball, then baseball right now. As of today, sometimes that switches up every once in a while, but me and the wife been big on the hockey lately, as you can tell. Just saying. Guys, if you're just now popping in, if you're new here, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you are new. We go live every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, sometimes a little bit later. Sometimes we go live on Saturdays or some random days just to have fun, hang out with the chat with you boys. So make sure you subscribe and turn the bell on. Juan says, coming up fashion, what new whiskeys are you excited for? Really want to try that Old Fit 7-year. I couldn't say it better myself, Juan. It's one of the few bottles that I am actually, like, I'm calling stores about. Like, I really want that Old Fit 7-year for multiple reasons. One, the Old Fitzgerald lineup in general, I know is good. But I also am like, hey, this one's going to be like more of, it's not a budget version, but like closer to their budget version. It should be more accessible for everybody. So I really want to try it because I'm like, man, is it really going to be a more affordable, more findable bottle of something that was really good, just minus a couple things? Because obviously it's going to lose some age and some proof, you know? So, but the Old Fitzgerald is one of the few that I'm like, that's like my number one looking for right now. I always have bottles that I'm like looking for and I'm hoping to find at a good price, but the Old Fitz is probably one of the ones closer to the top of my lids. So, Dave says, BNI Tanger. Ozzy says, out of all the Still Awesomes, what one is your favorite? And show me, please. I mean, the easy one to say is the Still Awesome Tanger. It's their cigar blend. It's their most allocated version. It is the best taste-wise, but it's also like the one that's the most impossible to get right now. But it's super good. So I will preference this with saying, if you can get this one, buy it. 100% buy it. If we take this one out of the equation, right, and we put it back on the shelf, then I'm going to go with, I'm probably going to go with the cash strength bourbon. The red corn could push for it. I like the ryes, don't get me wrong, but the ryes are more of like a, like if rye was your thing, then go cash strength rye. But I probably would go cash strength bourbon, then the red corn, cash strength rye, their normal offerings. So Sawdust and Coffee says Nancy Fraley picks are top and still awesome. I hear, but I've never even seen one. So Nancy comes in the chat every once in a blue moon when we talk about Still Austin. Great lady. I mean, I love what she's doing. I'd love to get a pick, but I don't think we're gonna find them anytime soon. Travis says you should do a Still Awesome blend. I mean, I should and I could, but I don't know if I will. Trav says, you just picked up that cash strength? The cash strength rye. I did. I didn't have it on Friday. I was drinking the normal offering on Friday of the rye. Picked up the cask strength today. I picked it up after you sent me. I was like, I need to go to Total Wine. So, just so you guys know as well, I didn't pick it up. I was going to, but I didn't really have room in the car after we went to Costco. Total Wine sells clear eyes, cube and sphere, for like $7 for like a pack of them. And I was like, I need to get I want to review it, but it won't be today. So it'll be soon, just not today. Caterpillar says, blend some Tangers, Russell's 15, Chocolate Whisper Redux, Double Oak, 13th Colony Double Oak, Stag Junior, and JD 10. No. First off, that's way too much all in one, but Aaron says, before I order one, which one would you think has the best to get Penelope Rio? Wait. Before I order one, which do you think is the best to get? Penelope Rio or the Havana? For the Penelope version, Penelope bottles, it depends on what you like more. Personally, I like the Penelope Rio better. It is a honey finished, has a little bit of that Amberana as well, so it's got like honey and cinnamon vibes to it. It's a little bit less sweet overall, but it is really good. The Havana is more like maple syrup sweetness with, it's obviously finished in like a rum cask, so it has like some weird kind of tropical notes vibes to it. So for me, the Rio is just better. I can pull those down after this, and we'll like, I can actually tell you what the notes are. But the Rio, I've done it a couple times. The Rio is better to me, but everybody has their own preference. So kind of buy which one feels best for you. But I would go Rio. Trav says Red Corn's fire. Trav. The Red Corn is bin fire. The Red Corn's like probably second or third favorite here on the Redwood, or not Redwood, Still Austin lineup. Money. All right, let's put some of this Still Austin stuff back. As great as it is, let's start cleaning up for morning shift as we will, My little Still Austin collection is growing over there, though. I like it. All right, let's do Rio and Havana. Rio, Havana. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to have to do non-Glens for this, just because I'm out of Glens. To be honest, I didn't clean them properly. I had to run them through the dishwasher earlier. Cowper says, I don't have enough Rio to last me the winter. I only have 3 bottles. That's enough. There's only so much. So I will say this about these bottles before I even dive in. They're not like bottles you sip on every single day constantly. They're too sweet. Now, if you're a big sweet guy, that's like you like desserts at the end of the night and you like to replace it with like whiskey, then these are more up your alley for sure. But they're just really sweet. So let me move this here. I'm going to finish my pour, the Tanger first. I'm not going to waste that by any means. It's got a lot of fruit notes here. Caliper says Rio and Havana are my two favorite whiskeys. It's kind of crazy. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing, but also it's your palate, whatever you want. This glass is gross too. There's something wrong with my dishwasher here. I have to swap out. Swap out. Aaron says I was leaning more towards Rio, but just wanted to see which one is more bang for my buck because the rose cast is good as well. I like the rose cast, but that's like Penelope has so many different little nuances with their bottles. Each one of them is different from the other. It's the only brand that I could say like I love the Architect, but don't care for Valencia at all. Toasted is not horrible, but I could do without a couple of the other ones. Barrel strength's pretty basic, but it's good. It's not bad. The weeded one's pretty good for the money too. It's fairly cheap, but Architect has been the best one for me overall. Austin says, "What do you do, my brother?" I drink whiskey. I don't know. I drink whiskey, bourbon. I hang out. I do live streams. I do reviews. I do all types of shit on YouTube. If you're talking about like normal jobs, I do multiple things actually there too. I do uh, wedding photography and videography. So a little photo and video action there, hence why some of my quality is a little bit better than most. And then I also do taxes. So Aaron says, yes, they are. Everyone is different. And yes, I like that one. The rose cast isn't bad. I feel like the wife personally would like that one more for me, even though she won't try it. But I feel like she would like it. Just something with the rosé, you know? Um, but to me, like when they are so different, it kind of just weirds me out because I want something that's similar with very small changes. Havana, Rio. Let's dive into the Rio first. Yeah, I mean, right at the back, we're talking something's weirds on my cup, but sick the rest of that sip. There's something on that cup too. I don't know what the fuck's happening over there. We're talking honey out the wazoo, cinnamon, vanilla, caramel, and a little bit of like citrus fruit vibes kind of going in there, but not too much. It's mainly the cinnamon toast, crunch, honey, you know. So the Rio's just good. Um, the one thing I will say with like the Rio, I can't find anything that I dislike about it. Whereas the Havana, I'm like the maple's kind of touch and go for me. Austin says, "Awesome, been wanting to get into photography, just not know how to knowing how to start. Easiest way is just to start. Is like the simple answer. I've been doing it for a while. I'm actually shutting down my photography business just because it's a lot. As much as I love it, I gotta step away for a while. Couple like months to a year, I think would be good for me. Um, it's just a lot, you know. Like I've been doing it for so long. I have so many clients, so many weddings I've done. I don't like it feeling like it's repetitive. I don't like feeling that it's boring to me. I like being more creative with it, and clients are getting a little bit more pickier, right? They're wanting this, they're wanting something more, and I'm just like, hey, like I want to do my thing, and that's not fair to them. It's not fair to me. So yeah, weird. The Penelope Peach Old Fashioned bottle is everywhere right now. Total Wine in Jacksonville, they have a ton. They have some at Shores Liquor on 210, St. Augustine. The Total Wines in Jacksonville. So, but yeah, Austin, I think I'm going to step away from the photography stuff for a while. Just take a little break, you know, clear my head, clear my creativity, have some fun with it, and get back to just doing my own thing, and then redo it again in a different way. So that's down the road. I want to dive into product photography is what I want to do. I want to take product photography for some of these brands like Penelope or some of the smaller ones too, like Still Austin. Just kind of have fun with it. Aaron says, yes, it is where I got it at is in St. Augustine. The peach old fashioned, yeah, it's good. It's not. It doesn't blow me away. It's kind of reminds me of the Havana. I like maple, but I only like it in certain circumstances. Let me try it. Let me dive in. It's sweet. You gotta like maple syrup if you want the Havana. Like if you're a really big maple syrup fan, it fits well. It almost feels like bourbon that you just dump maple syrup in. I mean, right now, I mean, I'm a few pours deep, to be honest, but the only thing I'm getting is maple syrup. It's so pungent, so punch you in the face. It's sweet. It's still nice. It's a good pour, but it's more of a dessert pour to me. Where the Rio still is a sweet pour, but doesn't feel as dessert esque. So I would go with the Rio, the Star. Havana is a good backup though. So super. Aaron says it's good, but it's super sweet to me. The peach old fashioned. Yeah, if you think the peach old fashioned is too sweet, I'm going Rio all day. The Havana is good, but it's super sweet. So well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to come on here, have a few pours with you boys, hang out on a Saturday for a little bit. Nothing crazy, nothing too long. So we're gonna go ahead and end it here. We've done a few pours, more than a few actually. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that jazz. Peace.